Happy Monday, folks. Happy week. Welcome to Toy Grinds Live. My name is Grindhead Jim, and let's talk about San Diego Comic-Con. And despite the fact that my thumbnail emphasizes G.I. Joe, that's not all we're talking about today. We're talking about a wide gamut of things. But I will say that I was more impressed with San Diego Comic-Con toy-wise than I have been in a while. Usually the things that get revealed are kind of like slam dunks or no-brainers. There's a lot of varied stuff here, although I do think Hasbro kind of gets the win here. I'm not going to bring up a picture or anything, but I do want to say right off the bat that the HasLab Ghost is, if not already funded, footsteps away from being funded. And for fans of the Star Wars show Rebels, hey, awesome. You guys deserve something really cool from that property. It's not for me. I enjoyed the show, but not enough to collect any toys from that property. But it's cool that it's coming. I'm very surprised that they revealed it as quickly as they did, and that they went ahead and put it up right away. But power to them. It's going, and it looks like a really cool piece. So hope it does well. I'm going to go ahead and catch up with folks in chat before we move forward. Sea Largo's Lair is here, hopped up on amazing amounts of caffeine. Please be careful. I know you have a big show tonight with Michael French on Infinite Playlist. That is the pinned comment. So we're after the show here. They will probably start around 7:15 Eastern Time. Please go over there, check it out. I've interviewed Michael myself. He's a great conversationalist, and I'm really curious to see what his not Kylie Minogue music picks are. So if you're interested in that, head over there after the show. Go to Tron's here. Ian Sweeney is here. Johnny Sorson says, all right. And he might be thinking more along the lines of, say, Days Confused. All right. Don't know. Never know. Payne's Toy Samples is here. Jason Garcia is here. Nolan, Kieran Ball, Boba Hicks. I think I said Ian Sweeney. I did. And Stephen S., and Better Ray Bob, nice to see you on Will's show the other day. Has a formidable beard. I'm very impressed with that beard. Also see Daniel Carhoonan. Hi, right back at ya. Badger is here, says, hi, folks, at works listening. Joda Becky is here. Also TJC and Giraffe. So, welcome one and all to the show. Always great to have you guys here, but let's go ahead and get into why we are here today. So, first I'm going to cover superpowers, because of course I'm going to cover superpowers, right? Right. Spoilers, everything they're doing is a repaint. Some good, some bad, some indifferent. First and foremost is an 89 Batman repaint. It is the vintage style sculpt of Batman they did with Detective. So I think this is a slam dunk winner. Definitely want a couple of these. Superman removes the red underwear. I don't see anything else about him that's particularly appealing. I don't see a need for him in my collection, but until I see him in person, I won't be able to say for sure. They have another Tim Drake Robin. I don't know if this was just not revealed before, officially or not, because it went up for pre-order, a while ago, or if there's a difference in the paint. I honestly can't tell. But he's there. I like the one that just came out. In fact, it arrived in my mailbox today. I haven't seen him yet. So unless there's something really compelling about this repaint, there's no chance of me getting it. And there's another Nightwing. There's nothing wrong with the Nightwing we got before. But there he is if you want a Nightwing. So, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Nolan just picked up a Superman and a Nightwing superpowers today. Awesome! Stephen S. thinks that Soups might be revealing some fruits of labor, so to speak. World Minute Cardboard is here. Nice to see you, my friend. Largo's digging the Robin. And Gojatron says Ghost is up to 75.99 out of 100. So, yeah, that's really good. We're talking about barely a day. So, that's impressive. I must say, I did not expect quite that much support for that as quickly. I knew it would fund, but I didn't think it would go that fast. It's going to go pretty quick. So, good for them. Garcia says, I want that Ghost to go with my Rebels crew, but I don't know if I can afford it. Also, damn, that Batman 6-pack movie set sold out fast. I don't know why. I didn't realize there was that many fans of George Clooney as Batman. I didn't realize that. So, that's a whole thing. So, Joe says that the Nightwings in early, mid-90s look before the solo series. Okay. So, there you go. We got those, and we also have Reverse Flash, Flashpoint version of Flash, and then Paratrooper Batman. I don't know. The Batman's a big no for me. The Flash is probably a no for me unless there's some really cool paint going on that's very, very different. But Reverse Flash is definitely a buy because that's a great villain. Nevertheless, he is completely a repaint. Possibly a slightly different head sculpt as far as I can tell. But overall repaint. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. Repaints are fine. I've seen comments to the effect of they probably have a very strict tooling budget that they have to adhere to. So that's part of why they're doing repaints. I also think it's because Todd McFarlane has a big hard-on for the Flash, or Batman. Who knows? And the Flash, because it's a hot property now, apparently. Now we get into Marvel Legends. This is the entire wave that's here. They're up for pre-order right now. They're doing a Daredevil that is, these are very specific points in time for these characters. I think the Blade figure looks great. Luke Cage looks great. I pre-ordered a couple of those. One so I could get someone for a friend and one for myself. The first Ninja looks good. There's some cool stuff in here, but as far as the wave is concerned, I'm definitely getting Luke Cage. I might end up with a Blade. I haven't decided on a Blade yet. But it's quite good. Moving further into Marvel Legends, they got an animated series 2-pack of Smythe and Peter Parker. I'm on the fence with this one because although Smythe would be fun to have, it doesn't really fit in my collection. The cartoon version of Peter Parker is very cool, but I have a comic version of Peter Parker that I adore. So I don't think I'm in on this, but for fans of the cartoon series, or if you just started collecting with the cartoon, this is a great set. I think they're doing a good job representing all the characters so far. Also, as a hidden reveal, someone spotted a female Hydra agent, a female SHIELD agent, and this character that I forget the name already. I thought it was some souped-up Iron Patriot. It isn't. I know nothing about this character, but it's a big boy. But I'm definitely getting a couple of female Hydra soldiers because I have a lot of Hydra. I don't have a ton of SHIELD, so I might get those, but probably not. Unless I can get some male ones too, because I'd like to do it up. I've already been looking at some past male Hydra soldier releases to try and fill out the troops. They're not too bad. Yes, I think that is Detroit Steel, Joe. That was what Gojatron had come up with. It's pretty cool. Yep, there's a female bullseye coming out. You bet. Kieran Ball says Blade and Power Man are the only figures on your wants list. And those are good figures, too. Everybody says, fun fact, take Smythe's head sculpt and paint it blue, Captain Planet. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Let's look at that again. Let's look at that again. Whoop, I went the wrong way. Yeah, he could totally be Captain Planet. You are completely right. Completely right. Absolutely. Yeah, I can see where you're going with that. I think that that version of Blade is by far the most commonly referenced, so I think it makes the most sense for them to make that. I bet the customs market's going to have a lot of fun with it, though, because the head does have a nice face sculpt to it and everything. Could probably have some fun changing hair, changing vests, things like that. Now we're going to get into G.I. Joe Classified, because there is a lot of G.I. Joe Classified here, okay? I had a 3D printed Vamp sent to me about a year ago. There were some broken parts on it that I have to fix, but I was like, this is really cool to have a 1/12 Vamp in my collection. Sure enough, they're making one. And hot on the heels of Dragonfly being funded, and yes, I got one. I'm very happy that I'll be getting one of those. This Vamp is a nice addition to that. And having conversations with some close buddies, we're kind of in the, this will probably be around $90 with the figure. And if it hits that mark, anything under 100, I think would be a win, especially when you look at what they're pricing out the Dragonfly at. I think it makes a lot of sense. This is not a highly complex vehicle by any stretch of the imagination, but the accessories look really cool. You've got a real shotgun. You know, you've got a pistol, 2 helmets, a wrench, look at some gas cans, a fire axe, a fire extinguisher, and a shovel. And looks like some tow hooks on the back, things like that. Lots of fun ready to be had with this thing. And again, for the price point it's probably going to be at, it's a big win for me. So before we go any further, let me check in with y'all here in chat. So much classified. Yeah, it was almost oppressive how much stuff they revealed. No one says the Vamp is a must. I have to agree, especially if the price is right. I might even get a couple. Steven says, Peter's legs have a very large gap from his Peter. What's with that? Pilates. Gojatron says the G.I. Joe team wanted to make a statement, and they succeeded. I agree. I think they really wanted to make it clear how committed they were. Absolutely. And with all of this, too, there's other reveals that, or just name reveals. I don't think I have the pictures in my little slideshow thingamabob. But they revealed a retro-carded Scarlet and a retro-carded Duke. And those traditionally have updated joints and updated paint deco, maybe even some slightly different sculpts. I have a wonderful custom Scarlet that Badger made for me that I was telling him earlier. This new Scarlet is going to have to be really astounding for me to bother buying it. However, the Duke is something I'm really interested in, because I do have a original Duke on the way, but if they do it right to where it looks a lot more cartoon accurate, but still has that rugged military thing, I'd be really in on it. So that was very exciting for me. They're definitely moving in the right direction with this line, in my opinion. 1/18th scale notwithstanding, and I agree with Ian, who says if they could share a little bit of that classified commitment to the 1/18 Joes, that'd be nice. I agree. Now that I collect 1/18 Joes, I would love to pick up some modern versions of those too, and they just aren't doing that. They really should. Badger says the card back Joes will have thicker card back moving forward. I hope so, because the cards are currently crap. So the Joes get a Jeep, and Cobra gets a trailer with missiles on it. It's the SMS. Now, I like this a lot. It's very, very cool. It's got playset vibes to it, even though it's small. But you can tow it with, say, the Hiss. What's interesting to me about this is that they're treating this product as though everyone can get a Hiss. That's not the case at all. So, on one hand, I love this product and I'll be getting it no matter what. I did not get a hiss from HasLab. But it makes me wonder if they're going to give us a second round of the hiss. You know, maybe give us a hiss version that has less features, like no electronics in it, and you don't get any figures with it, except maybe the driver. I would love to see that. But I find it a little weird and problematic that they're going to mainline with a trailer with nothing to tow it in the Cobra line. Very interesting to me. Wonder what you guys' thoughts might be on this. Will it hook up to the HISS tank? Yes, that is confirmed, which is why I'm so confused. I'm so confused about that. Need a Stinger soon for the HISS? Yep. I would want yeah, exactly. I would hope for like a retail version of the HISS with no electronics and no extra figures. Just give me the HISS. That would be amazing. And honestly, they don't even have to include the driver at this stage, as far as I'm concerned. If they do it at a decent price, I think it would just fly off the shelf now that they've shown such a commitment to vehicles. But there's nothing to indicate they're doing this. This is just wishful thinking on my part because I really want a HISS. Because I have at least 2 HISS tanks in my 118 scale, and to not have one in 112, it hurts a little bit. Because I didn't like the price point on the HISS. It probably should have been about $50 lower. And to be perfectly honest, it just wasn't something that was important to me. Plus, Eternia was coming. I was really trying to make that happen. So, like Goji's saying, they could just do a repaint. I agree with that. I also agree with Jason that he says that if they did a retail HISS, it might piss off those that spent $350. Well, that's the name of the game. You know, I was also having a discussion about Eternia the other day, where Mattel Creations, after they fulfill all the needs of all the people that are getting one, next year, they still have the molds. Why not give it one more go? Do a made-to-order round for Eternia. And I think they could do the same thing with the HISS for Hasbro, but who knows? Who knows? Vamp could definitely be fun for an Action Force conversion. It's the right size, it's the right price. There's a lot of interchangeability with all this stuff, for sure. Also, I see Wilhelm is here. Good to see you, buddy. Steven says, just watch to compete with Super 7 Cats, so the HasLab a flag. If they do a 1/12 scale USS flag, I'd consider it, because we're really deadly serious about buying or building a house with at least a 2-car garage size collection room. So I would have the space for something like that, but the price point would be insane. What I would be more interested in is a reissue of the original flag in 1/18 scale. If they did a 1/18 scale flag reissue, I'd be all over that. Because the 1/18 scale bug has definitely bit me, and there's a few iconic things that I want, and that's one of them. I would love to have one. But the price point on all these things is just getting so ridiculous anymore, I don't think it's going to happen. Badger says, classified team said no to flag in their interview the other day. No to flag. No, no, no. Might have been a distractor. You know, people have done that in the past at different toy companies and stuff, so you never know. But I would be inclined to think they're definitely not doing a flag. So, bum, bum, bum. We're in Fantastic Toy Adventures is here. Sent you a message, buddy. I found a really good monitor for you. 15 foot long, 4 foot wide, 2.5 foot tall. I'd be there. I'd be there, dude. 100%. 100%. So just for reference, this whole wall behind me that you can't even see is just shy of 15 feet. So a flag would cover this entire wall plus about 1.5 feet. It's crazy. If you really think about the reality of this, it would be nuts. Be nuts. Bum, 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 bum. It'd be bigger than most beds, honestly. Melvor with a very good point. Terradrome would be the way to go. I agree. Because I'm looking at Terradromes right now in the 1/18 scale, and a 1/12 scale would be amazing. Anyway, back to the things that actually exist, okay? Or will exist. Could be fun. Do. So this is a 3-pack, Crimson 3-pack Command. It's a Pulse exclusive as far as I understand. Aside from what looks to be updated sculpts for the Baroness and an alternate head, which I like a lot, there's nothing here for me. I have Tomat and Zaymot. I love those figures. I love those characters, but I have nothing. I don't need a Baroness in red. I don't need the twins in different colors. The alternate head looks pretty cool, but I'm not paying that much money to get one alternate head. And that's what they're banking on. So, yeah. I mean, it's cool for the people that want it. I don't. But, I'm guys here. Epic says, I've skipped the twins, maybe get this Crimson 3-pack. Well, here's the thing. The twins are still really easy to get sub-retail. If you go on Amazon, they're there. So if you just want the twins and you already have a Baroness, get those. That's my opinion. Now, if you like them better in red, well, then this is a slam dunk. It's all about who it's for, right? All the unsold Pimp Daddy briefcases are back. Yep. Coach says the Cat Slayer tells us what's possible at 1/12 scale. I agree. I think it's ballsy that Super 7's putting that out. The price is pretty crazy. And technically, Eternia is 1/12 scale too, because if you stand up a MOTU figure, they are 6 inches tall. So I think that there's plenty of call for this stuff. Why they're not taking more risks, I couldn't begin to tell you beyond the fact that it always is about money. No one says this 3-pack is what an exclusive should be. I agree. Something that's super special, right? Yes, Badger, I know. Twins, Basil, twins! Alright, moving on. So we're finally getting some Dreadnoughts. I'm super stoked on this. I am all in on all the Dreadnoughts. So happy. I mean, what more can I tell you? Dreadnoughts. It's fucking great. Dreadnoughts is great. Like, it's so nice to see these finally. Like, there was a time where this was like a far-flung, like, glimmer in one's eye because it was like, they're not going to bring those into this. Da-da-da-da-da. It'd be crazy. So, and then we have some more Python Patrol kind of stuff. I do love that they have alternate heads. So you can get a bunch of them and you can mess around and do some things with it, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, goggles, the weapons look really cool. Like, I think they're stepping it up with this stuff, and it's not a bad thing. More of the same with Copperhead getting the same treatment. Just a repaint. But again, for those that are in the Python Patrol, this is a big day for you guys. General Flag, which I've been hoping for, I think he looks the part. I think he's perfect. Nods to the cartoon, give him a bit more of a grizzled look, which I really like. The jacket is nice. The helmet is on point. You've got the multiple goggles. It's General Flag, and I love it. And I cannot wait to get him. This is, it's not Jinx, it's, I forget her name. A character I don't really identify with and will not be buying. That's who that is. I'm not a huge fan of the ninja characters generally. Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow are enough for me. Helix, yes, that is Helix. This is Helix. Not bothering. Beautiful sculpt, great accessories, just not a character I identify with at all. Same here. This reminds me of like 3 different characters, kind of a SWAT. Some cool stuff, but again, if I don't know the character from my childhood, I don't mess with it. To some people that makes me not a Joe person, for example. Not No, I was never a hardcore comic book fan of Joe. I didn't go crazy in detail on the ID cards. I loved the cartoon. I loved the toys, and I still do. And I just like getting these updates. So for those at home that are watching this that go like, oh, Jim doesn't know shit about Joe. I know what I like. I know what I like. Now we got these not Steel Brigade. Steel Brigade. All respect to Valaverse, they own the rights to that name. These are clearly a direct answer to that. Steel, I forget what they even call it. Steel Troopers? I don't even know what they call it. I don't care what they call them. This is a 2-pack that went up for pre-order today on all the different regular fan channels. It's a really, really nice set for the price, I think. Tons of accessories. I love that it's a 2-pack because you immediately get, a couple of them. And you can get, because you have alternate heads and all these different accessories, if you bought 2 of the 2-packs, you could kind of go nuts with them if you want a troop build, and it's not crazy expensive for what it is. So, if you're looking for generic troops in G.I. Joe, this is about as close as you're going to get right now. And plus, they get jetpacks, which you could use for somebody else. There's just a lot of... This is something to be applauded. It was a really cool update to these original character designs that we had back in the 80s that were a mail away when I was a kid. I am definitely no wizard, that's for sure. And I'm certainly not a Jedi. You don't buy all the characters? Jedi. Yeah, I'm one of those collectors that piss some people off, because I'm not a completist. I'm a completist of the things I want. And I was having a discussion with Lauren today, I'm starting to try to beef up my Star Wars 118 collection now. Not a ton. I'm trying to stay within Empire Strikes Back, leaning into Bespin, but I'm kind of expanding a little bit because my display options in my head have changed. So I'm trying to be smart about it and not spend too much money, but still get the stuff that I want. So I try to go after things that I really want and try to leave FOMO kicking and screaming on the floor. Trying to. Aluminum Brigade. That'll work for me. That would work. Work for me for sure. Let's see here. So we have Tripwire in here. Huge reveal for me personally. I loved Tripwire as a kid. One of my favorite characters. Maybe the 3rd or 4th figure I got, maybe. And for whatever reason, I just loved that all of his accessories. I thought the goggles were cool because it reminded me of having glasses, which I had as a kid. And I think what they're doing with this figure is really, really, really cool. You have multiple types of armor. You can suit him up to be what a true explosive expert would look like in the field, but you can also make him look like the old school stuff. He's got a pet rat. Who doesn't want a pet rat with your Joes? And he is armed, which is great. Now, not to be outdone, in this picture we also see Mutt, Junkyard and Mutt. This was huge. It was a surprise reveal. And you can get alternate heads, alternate face sculpts for Mutt, which I love. This was something that I've been waiting for a while. The more animals we can get in the 1/12 scale, the better. And certainly when it comes to existing, characters that have animals attached, I think it's really nice. So it was really cool to see this happen for sure. And that's everything I have in terms of the basic reveals. Mainly because there's a ton of stuff that went out there, just a ton of Star Wars stuff, most of which I just wasn't interested in, and a lot of other things. Super 7 did a bunch of reveals. They had this cool G.I. Joe. They had Trouble Bubbles, and they had the big Cobra ship that featured in the original intro, which they say is a real toy. But looking at the prices of other things that they revealed, I'm worried that thing's going to be too high priced. Super 7 tends to make interesting things and charge about 20 to 30% more than anyone should for these things. But if they, flip the script and make that ship, $200 or less, like I'm in on it because I need some kind of Cobra base-esque thing. So it's interesting to me to know that they're making it, and the Trouble Bubble is probably one of my favorite vehicles, just because they were inexpensive. You get a bunch of them, fly them around and stuff. I definitely have a couple of those coming in classifieds, and I would love to have more for my 1/18 scale. So I'm glad they're doing it, but I worry about the way they're doing it. So I don't know. So if there's anything that was revealed this weekend that you want to hear what I have to say about it, just throw it in chat. Obviously, these are things I'm probably not going to buy, or maybe I just forgot, but generally speaking, those are the big ones for me. Now, I know that some of you are probably going like, wait a minute. There was a bunch of MOTU stuff revealed this weekend. Like, you're right. There was, and I'm interested in almost all of it. I have a whole video coming out in the next couple of days on that exact subject. It's going to be a long one. And I was joined by the mighty Boba Hicks. We had a very cool discussion. I just got to get the edit finished and pump it out to you guys. It'll be out no later than Thursday. So I talked just about MOTU and the future of the line. So, short version is that I am cautiously optimistic. I think the choices mostly make sense, but we dig pretty deep on this stuff, so I hope that you'll come back and watch that video when it comes out. Anything else, though, bring it up. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. Yes, Giraffe says there was a Wonder Woman in the correct outfit. You're talking, of course, about the Supreme kids have their Wonder Woman. It's a great-looking, not Wonder Woman, that you could repaint and have some fun with. She was talk of the town, for sure. Cool figure. Not getting her, but very cool. There's a HISS Support Fire Team 3-pack for $80. Well, let's look that up. I didn't even know about that. Oh, here it is. Alright, let's look at that. This is pretty cool. So you got your three guys, rocket launchers and such. Yeah, see, they're doing all this like augmented HISS stuff. So this is specifically a HISS officer, a range viper, and an infantry. So they're selling all this extra stuff for the HISS. Where's the HISS? So maybe you guys might think I'm crazy, but if you're going to release figure packs specific to support staff for the HISS, and you didn't make the HISS tank available indefinitely or as part of a wave or anything, like, what are you doing? I don't understand. So I kind of hope that we do see some iteration of the HISS come out later. I do not want the same one-to-one HISS that HasLab people got, because I think that would be a bit of a kick in the pants. Just like if Eternia were to get a second made-to-order run from Mattel Creations, I don't want any of the figures. The figures are for them. You know what I mean? So that's my thing. I don't want to screw people over. Stephen S. asks if I ever got Duplico. Bill is sending one along. And I also got one up for pre-order last week, and I did order one from Walmart. It should be here probably Wednesday. So yes, I have that covered finally. I know that I whined a lot about that. Better Ray Bob says, for me, the Star Wars, the Thrawn Officer 4-pack are easy picks already pre-ordered. There you go. I know that era of Star Wars gets a lot of love. Not for me. It's just not my thing. But I love that is getting love, because I know so many people adore Thrawn and the officers. The Officer 4-pack's cool. And I thought about it, because if I ever decided to build a Star Destroyer bridge, I would love to have those. But I don't think I'm going to do that. Melvor's excited about the reaction. Yip yip monsters, Martians. Yip 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 yip. From the Muppets, right? I didn't see those, but I heard about them. I have a Diamond Select complete set of Muppets, and they don't have those, along with Mad Bomber Harry, whatever his name is. So I would love those, but the reaction ones won't scale with the other Muppets I have, so I don't think I'd mess with it. But it's cool they're making them. Goldtron pre-ordered the Return of the Jedi Retro set with Mon Mothma and Yak Face. I actually pre-ordered, believe it or not, the Jabba playset. I don't think I'll keep it, but I wanted to make sure I had myself covered in case I changed my mind and wanted to expand to some Return of the Jedi stuff later. Because that's a nice little set for what it is. And I know at least one friend of mine mentioned that they had the Throne Room playset from Book of Boba Fett. You can just swap out all the Bib Fortuna crap and put Jabba in there. You've got a near complete palace throne room. But looking at the price of that shit, it's like, nah, not spending that much for Jabba the fucking Hutt. It's not happening. But the Jabba himself and that little set they just released, yeah, I don't mind that so much. It's still too expensive. 75 would have been the max I would have liked, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Garcia says, doing what hot dogs and wiener companies have been doing for ages. Screwing the customers, lol. Yeah, if they did a made-to-order of Eternia, I would not want any of the exclusive figures that the backers got, because I don't think it's fair that we would get the exclusive items that they worked to unlock when we didn't do anything. You see what I'm saying? I just think it's in bad taste. Now, if they were to start selling them, sure, it'd be great. But out of respect for people that backed the original, campaign, I don't think it would be fair, personally. Saltberg is listening in from work. Slow day today. Having this many cool reveals might make me bow out of classifieds. Yeah, and that's something I think a lot of people don't talk about, because you see how many cool things are coming out. Some people will have that reaction that says, hey, maybe I should just stop. I have core characters I'm happy with. I should just stop here. And I'm not far away from that with classifieds, to be perfectly honest. If they keep revealing vehicles, I'm in on them. But it's, the Duke, I'm in on. But as far as the main characters that I want, I'm pretty much there. There's a handful that I still want. But I don't see myself going massive with this. I already have so many of them. So I definitely see where he's coming from. And a lot of people are, too. Badger says, Joes are cool, but Jada killed it with the Street Fighter 2 line. Cammy, DJ, and Gower showed off. I did see that. It's pretty cool. And I like the game, but I'm not a big enough fan of the characters to buy figures. But if you're going to make Street Fighter figures, Jada, they're knocking it out of the park for sure. Trash bag mouthkeepers, yes. Badger says, for Wave 4, Jada said the next big guys possibly E. Honda and Blanca. Or Blanca, if you're a dick. Garcia says, I'm excited for Haya Toys revealing female Muto. Ooh, that's a very cool. I didn't know they did that. First time we get official articulated figures of her, also Skullcrawler and King Kong, Skull Island Kong. So the Haya Toys, are those like the 6-inch ones or the little ones or both? Either way, that's exciting. Very exciting. Johnny Sorton says, give me Zangief or give me Wrong Death. Pizza the Hut. Well, if it isn't Lone Star and his sidekick Puke. That's barf. Barf. Puke. Whatever. Jabba's not pleased with my lack of enthusiasm. I mean, that's cool. Come at me, I guess. Because the thing is, you have to understand, for those, Melvors give me a hard time, but for those that maybe don't understand where I'm at with Star Wars, I originally was going to do a Bespin-centric playset, do the whole thing. I got really excited about it, and as I'm getting closer to realizing that I have everything, almost everything but the playset figured out, then I'm like, is that all I want to display? Empire is my favorite movie. We rewatched it over the weekend, and I'm like, I want more Empire stuff. And then seeing some of this Return of the Jedi stuff that's coming, I'm like, I really like that movie too. I'm that weird guy. I like Empire and Return of the Jedi more than I like A New Hope. I don't much care for A New Hope in terms of toy representation. Love the movie, don't get me wrong. But in terms of like fun toys, Empire and Return of the Jedi is where it's at for me. And it's like, I gotta have them. So if I'm going to be doing Empire Strikes Back, I probably could get away with doing some Return of the Jedi stuff in the 1/18th scale. So, this is one of those things where it's like, if I can get this, then it might open the door. So I don't know. It's a scary, slippery slope, kids. Scary, slippery slope. Jimmy Salt says, how about the same sculpts comparing in new colors for MOTU? They're not if you're talking about the cartoon series, they're not the same sculpts. They're not. They've made him more slender, and it's a taller figure. They showed a comparison at the panel, which Pixel Dan was gracious enough to stream. I got to see it, and unless they're just flat out lying to us, I saw the comparison, and there is a big difference in the sculpts that they're having with the new cartoons. But I have a whole video talking about that at length. It's going to be like a 40-minute video. So I don't want to go too deep into it right now. But it's an interesting choice, for sure. But I think it will bear them more fruit than not. Melvor said a recolored Modi would sell like hotcakes at Target or Walmart. I agree. Okay. I see what you're saying. So you're saying maybe okay, never mind. Okay, you guys are working in tandem. I get it. I understand now. If they repainted them and did something, yeah, would love that shit. It'd be cool. Oh, Daniel, thank you very much and welcome to the show. Yeah, for those of you that didn't see it, I put all the missing pieces onto my Ghostbusters Firehouse over the weekend. It's a lot of fun. It's because of my age. Everything's because of my age now. It's all about my age. I love you. Need a flying Winnebago? Me too. And yes, the toys were better in both of those films, no question. Ted's here! What's up? Did Funeral of the Pyre get a figure yet? Oh. Karen Ball says, when you say New Hope, you mean Star Wars, right? Yes. But I also know that there are some purists on the other side of the boat that would have said the opposite thing that you said. I can't please anybody. So I try not to. But yes. I was born the day before the film came out. So I have literally grown up with this shit. I remember when there was no such thing as New Hope. So, meh. Just stay away from the special space herpes. Yes. Very good. Better Ray Bob. This is a good one. You guys can call the movie A New Hope if you want. I call it the Rogue One sequel. Look, I love Rogue One, and I like the way those two movies link up. It's very similar to me in the way Clone Wars enhanced the prequel trilogy, so it's all good. Danny Doran says, hey dude, true hard rockers and metalheads never get old. We do, though. We have not mentioned Crystar Gojatron, which is a pretty exciting reveal from Marvel Legends. Kind of an obscure pull for the main line to put out, but I think it's a really cool nod to that stuff. And with some of the recent revelations about ROM, the Space Knight, coming out in different forms soon, with the comic books and everything, I hope we get some figures. Crystar is a good indicator that there's somebody on the team that wants to nod to some of these, frankly, lesser known or lesser appreciated properties. So it's pretty cool they're putting this out. I don't want one, but I'm glad the people that do want one can get one. Johnny says, don't please anybody any of the time, words to live by. Arguably, yes. Steven says, I think the cantina scene from Star Wars was the best thing that toys could take from that film. Yeah. I would also buy a ROM of Space Knight. I was fascinated with that character as a kid. Read maybe like half of one comic book, but I just loved the way he looked. And I would absolutely buy a ROM. I would buy a Marvel Legends ROM, and if they reissued the Mego, I would get a Mego ROM. That would be, yes, all day long. It's just cool. Daniel, I won't say that to James Hetfield or Dave Mustaine's gray hair. That's what I won't say it to. But the age thing brings up a point. It's interesting to me that so much of what's coming out, call me cynical if you want to, but I think that they're starting to bring out so much of this more obscure or deep cut stuff because they're running out of new things to sell us, and we're all aging out. When it comes to the 80s properties, 10, 15 years, the market will shrink considerably just by virtue of, human death. Sorry to say it that way. I would love to be able to get a hold of anything I wanted whenever, for as long as I live, which I hope will be a very long time. But there will be points in every collection that I have to stop. Whether because it's space or just I get everything I want. I hope that there will be a day where everything I want has been released, and I have it, and I just have it, and I can just have fun with it, and I'm not chasing things all the time. But I have that in my blood, so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But I think that the Crystar thing, the ROM deal, is all part of that. It's like, in other words, if we're going to make money off these properties, we have to while the fan base is still alive. So I think about that all too often. Yeah, the vintage ROM was not that cool, but it's cool they tried. Stephen S. says, I love you, Jim, but I was 7 the first day I released Star Wars, so I'm with Kieran. I'm not saying that anyone's wrong. I was agreeing with him. Damn it. Yes, it's Star Wars. Okay? Yes. But it's A New Hope also. It is both of these things. It's okay. No one's wrong. It's called a preference. I love you. James Osborne says, I think ROM got lost in the flooding and storage, but if I find the comics, I'd love to send them to you. That'd be great, dude. I'd love to read those, man. That would be amazing. Because I heard good things, and I read, like I said, part of it. You always heard about it. So, yes, I would love to read those. For sure. Oh, shit! Jimmy Salzberg just tipped via Super Chat. $1.99. Thank you. And it says, wait for it. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Codytron said, just a whole Space Knights wave of Build-A-Figure Dire Wraith. I haven't read the comics. I don't know who that is, but it sounds like fun to me. Let's do it. And I would buy the whole wave if it's like a whole like ROM-specific wave. Like, that's the thing about Marvel Legends waves that I tend to get irked by, because you're like, yeah. Aww. And I know. It's called Deadpan Delivery. I love you. Okay, yeah. Hasbro gotta be careful. Pigs get slaughtered. Yeah. Absolutely. You gonna do a video on it someday? The comic, well, no question, the comic was better than the toy, because the comic existed and the toy was crap. But, still fun. Classifieds might cease as a figure line because of our mortality. It all depends upon what happens. And these are targeted adults. They're not doing anything to try and get younger kids into G.I. Joe in the way that we did, right? So, like, MOTU has, like, these cartoons they're doing, and I'm not saying that they haven't tried. Bill Wifta with the $4.99 Super Chat here, get some coffee in the morning. Thank you so much, man. I will have coffee in the morning, I promise. I have decaf. I might even have some coffee after this. You don't know. But I will gladly do that. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Goji, you were right. I did not mention the Golden Girls. Oh, buying the whole set. Buying the whole set, and that's that. The whole thing. The whole thing. So, who's putting that out, Goji? I forget. See, kids, there's so much stuff coming out that I don't even remember that shit. I just don't remember. I don't remember. Ah, okay. Here we go. Okay, so apparently, this is Dire Wraith. It's pretty cool looking. Yeah, I'd be okay with getting a Build-A-Figure of one of these, for sure. That'd be pretty cool. Hook me up with that, Hasbro. Let's do it. Let's do it. Ask if I collect vintage Mego. I collect some. I have a Spider-Man, a Captain America, a custom Dr. Fate, a Toxic Avenger, a Hannibal Lecter. I have a Playmates same scale Captain Picard, and I have a 12-inch Joe. It's all the stuff I have that's close to that scale. These are things I'd love to have, but it's not a focus of the collection. But yes, I do collect them. They're just not. I'm not actively going after them right now. I think that once I start to fill out different pieces of this, it'll start to be this branch stuff. Kind of like how I'm finally getting around to finishing some of the Star Wars stuff. But short answer, yes. Yes, I do. After the video, you might sell it. And these boxed, those go for some money, dude. For sure. Kieran Ball describes the Dire Wraith as alien villain who attacked Rom's home planet. Jerks. Jerks. Some brand new company. Okay, I gotcha. Okay. That would be why I don't remember. When do we get the Golden Girls Aunt May crossover the kids are craving? As soon as I get the Golden Girls set arriving. Are they 6-inch? I think they're 1/18 scale. Does anyone know that? Syndicate Collectibles. Golden Girls figures. Let's see here. Hoopa-da-doop-a-doo. I think Reaction 118.5 POA. Those figures Syndicate. Nope, they're 118 scale. I'll show you. I will show you. It says right here, 3 3/4 inch. So they're essentially Reaction figures, which is fine. You know, that's cool they're making them. I'm a bit more interested in the larger scale myself, but the fact that these are being made is pretty darn cool. Meanwhile, the NECA ones are still available, so if you must have a 6-inch scale, they are there. The price really hasn't gone down, but, you know, what else can you do? So, like at Big Bad right now, you can get all 4 of them for $130, which is a slight discount from getting individuals. I mean, personally, the only one I really am interested in is a Rose figure, because I'm a Betty White super fan. Like, I love her to death. So you know, that's me personally, but I totally see the validity in getting any of them, of course. But it's cool that Syndicate's making the 3 3/4 again. So You did say 118. Okay. Duh. Sorry. Look under your seats. Everyone gets a golden girl. Well, that's a different toy line. It's a different toy line. And I actually have one or two of those lying around here. Came with the Crystal Castle. I gotta sell those. I don't want those. Karen Ball says, Mego made some nice micro action figures. Also 12-inch Bond Moonraker figures. There you go. The NECA ones are Mego scale, I believe. Let me look that back up then. Yeah, you're right. 8-inch. 8-inch. I can't win. So now what I should do is get the Rose figure, then have her like a kaiju against my core class Transformers or something like. In my day, I don't know. That'd be funny to me. It'd be funny. So, quick reminder. After the show concludes, head over to Jim Largo's Lair for another episode of Infinite Playlist with Michael French. It'll be a really interesting show, and I want you to be there. San Diego Comic-Con reveals were a bit of a whirlwind for me, because certainly I kind of got the MOTU stuff knocked out Friday, had a discussion with Boba Hicks on Saturday, and then the classified stuff just went... It was like... it was crazy. And there's so much stuff coming out, and the majority of it's good in all the toy lines that I care about. And even there are things I won't buy, I think they're smart moves for the brands, generally speaking. So I definitely feel like, while my cynical mind says they're trying to milk us for every cent they can while they can, at least they're doing it in a way that I actually find interesting and worth the time and money. So, and there's still more stuff to get revealed this year, as there always is. So, I hope everyone gets everything they're looking for sure. But, at any rate, I hope that you guys enjoyed the show tonight, and I hope you're looking forward to the San Diego Comic-Con 2023 MOTU reaction video coming later this week. I will be restoring one other toy sometime this week. As to when that video comes out, it just depends upon when this goes out. If I get the MOTU reaction out earlier, I might have another restoration video later this week. I can make no promises. The work week's going to be pretty tight. But I love you guys. Please go over to Largo's Lair, and we will see you sooner than next week for Toy Grinds Live. But until then, take care of yourselves. I'm out of here. Good night.